Today we're making a painted Easter cake. I'm not going to show you how to make the batter and the buttercream. If you want to make my favorite vanilla cake, click up over here. And if you want to master Swiss meringue buttercream, which is perfect for everything, click over here. I have all the tips and tricks. Today, it's just painting with buttercream and it's going to be super fun. Let's get started. Onto your chilled and crumb-coated cake, you're going to pipe some green buttercream at the bottom, followed by light blue, medium blue, and more vivid blue at the very top. Smooth it out, chill it, and now we're ready to begin the actual painting. I'm using a small palette knife to add in the grass in the very background. So just smear on some buttercream and then swipe up, swipe up, swipe up, and you're gonna have some believable grass for the very distant bits that no one's gonna notice. After you have enough of the grass in there, it's time for the bunnies. You'll use some small palette knives and just get the buttercream on for their bodies, their heads, and the ears. Don't worry about making it look nice. Just concern yourself with the silhouette of the bunny. Once you have enough buttercream on there, you can start adding in like the little details for the ears with some light pink. If you have an ear that's flopped over, put that on last so you have some dimension. Of course, don't forget the tail. And now you can use a brush to just smooth it out. It'll create almost a little bit of a furry situation happening. Use a small round brush for the eyes. A little bit of pink for the nose, you can paint on some whiskers if you want, and now it's time for the parts of the body that are gonna be in high relief. You're gonna add on the arms, the legs, and then you can move on to the next bunny. Repeat the process over again. Get the buttercream on there. You can add in lighter parts for the tummy. You can make the legs different colors, whatever you want. And by the way, I'm not doing this all off the top of my head. I totally planned this out. I drew the dimensions of my cake on a piece of paper, cut it out, and then drew the bunnies. I sketched it. I wanted to see like what would the front look like. I didn't do a back, don't tell anybody. And from that I could use it as a guide for the size of the bunnies, where I wanted the eggs and everything else. And then once you have the arms and legs articulated, use that brush, smooth things out a bit. You can work the buttercream, and if it's getting too soft, don't forget you can pop it into the fridge. Add the eyes on, add the nose, and now you can add the mouth, maybe some whiskers. You can define the nose with some dark color as well. I chilled the cake because it was getting a little bit kind of too loose. I wanted a firm background to work on. And I'm adding some big pastel eggs. A little light pink, a little light yellow, a little purple, whatever colors you want. You can even draw patterns in, but I wasn't trying to hear that scene. Okay, so now all I'm doing is brushing the bunnies. I'm gonna warn you that the Swiss meringue buttercream, surprise, changes colors. I didn't know this. But after it is chilled, all those dyes that were floating around the meringue, somehow like something happens, and once you touch them, it changes color. So they were touched a little bit, had some brown bits, and my light gray bunnies became the true brown, which I actually colored them with. All you have to do is use a dry brush and just brush the bunnies, and it kind of creates this beautiful fur effect. I hated it at first and I was really upset, but then I ended up loving it because they looked actually much more realistic. Now it's time to work on the foreground a bit. So smear on some darker, more vivid green buttercream, and then use your palette knife to swipe upwards and create really like a lot of relief, a lot of depth. It's gonna become a believable landscape now. Okay, a little bit of very pale yellow daubed on in the background becomes some beautiful flowers. Use a more vivid yellow for the flowers in the midground. For the flowers in the foreground, I'm actually gonna use a palette knife, smear on some yellow buttercream, add a little bit of pink buttercream for the inside of the flower to create some more visual interest, and then use a medium petal tip to kind of pipe some more depth out there. You could use a palette knife for this too, but the petal tip will really give you some super high relief flowers. If things get messy, don't be afraid to use a toothpick and just clean it up. No one will know. And now it's time for the very most foreground bit of grass. Darker, more vivid green once again, smear it on, use that palette knife to draw the grass upwards. I'm adding a few pretty large flowers in the very, very front, and don't be afraid to cut them off. You're not gonna see the whole flower, just the little tips are sticking out. Okay, this could be done, but I wanted to add a few butterflies because it's Easter, and butterflies are all about rebirth and metamorphosis. I'm using some light pink, light purple, and a little bit of light brown for the body. Just smear it on. It doesn't have to be a perfect butterfly. It's like the hint of a butterfly. Maybe it's in motion and it's blurry. Who's to say? We're gonna do a second butterfly as well. Once again, a little bit of purple, a little bit of light pink, brown for the body, smooth it out to your satisfaction, and now you're ready to enjoy. I love this cake. I actually used my vanilla cake recipe and a little bit of food coloring, but this would be perfect with my strawberry cake. You can click up here for that. I love that cake. That was really fun, but I need to show you the saddest thing ever. Look what fell on the counter just before the camera started rolling. It still tastes delicious. I'm still eating the whole thing, but I'm a little disappointed. Just gonna share that. Okay, let's take a bite, just in case you were wondering, how does this taste? Well, it tastes damn good. Whoa. That buttercream is so creamy. It's just perfectly sweet. If you ever thought, ugh, American buttercream, too much, this is for you because the cake is really stable with that American buttercream and zingy with that raspberry buttercream on the inside, but on the outside, creamy, and it was, I think, beautiful a few minutes ago. Swiss meringue, buttercream, so delicious. I really hope you get to try this technique. Send me some photos, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like my videos, hit that like button and subscribe.